Hey guys, it's Mel. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Okay, today is Monday, which means I've got my weekly packing video for you. If you're new here, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up all the items that I sold in my bookstore over the weekend on eBay. Some of these orders did come through on Friday as well, so there's some Friday, Saturday, Sunday orders. I did have a bit of a quiet weekend on eBay. I think I've got about 70 orders here. I've still got over 100 items that I had to pick for those 70 items, so there's still quite a few multi-orders here. Quiet on the sales side of it, but still quite a lot of orders here. So let's get going on this. First up, I've got The Towering World of Jimmy Choo. This one's just actually just sold this morning. This one has sold for $11.99. So yeah, that one just came through as I was like pretty much like printing all the labels off, and so I just quickly grabbed it while I was there and got it into today's post. Now, none of these books are in any special order or anything. They're just the order that the sales come through into my store, and then I put them here. I'm not putting any of like the high-end items at the beginning of my videos. In fact, a lot of the time you'll see some low-end items like this one. I've got 3 James Patterson books here. These are part of the NYPD Red series. And you can see here I've got books 2, 3, and 4, so I was missing book 1. So it's easier to sell them if you've got like the whole lot. This would have been better if it was 1, 2, 3, but anyway, I've sold them because that's all I had there. These have gone out on, somebody made me an offer and I went back and forth a little bit with them. But I've let these go for $22 in the end. They've been listed since May last year, and I really just want to clear out some of this older inventory in my store. Where are we? Okay, we've got a multi-order here. Oh, I think this might be from a viewer. Thanks for the inspiration, not only in business but in making reading a priority again. I'm loving the Catherine Cookson books. Hope you're well. Oh, this is so good. Okay, this is from Katrina. She's bought many times from me. Okay, now we've got this one. You can read it here. I'm going to let you read it. I'm not going to read it out loud in case there's any small ears around. When you sell a book like this, never spell it correctly. You don't want to spell that word in the title of your listing. You want to use a little star or an asterisk or something. Yeah, it's just very. If you were to list that with the actual word, eBay might flag it, and then you could get, I don't know if you'll get in trouble or not, but I think it's better to just, you know what I mean. Okay, we've got 3 Catherine Cookson Clarkson. Katrina has ordered some of these in some of my past videos, the Catherine Cookson collection. These are the nice hardcover books. She's also ordered The Courage to Be Disliked. This is on my reading list. I've got this sitting next to my bedside table, waiting for me to read. I've heard it's very good. And the Japanese phenomenon that shows you how to free yourself, change your life, and achieve real happiness. So yeah, I'm interested to hear how you like that, Katrina, because it's the next one on my pile, waiting to list. And Seeking the Sacred from Stephanie Dowrick. That's another self-help book. So we've got the 4 books there. Thank you very much, Katrina. So yeah, The Courage to Be Disliked. That's the kind of book that I feel like as a YouTuber I need. Because when I make these videos, I really do put myself out there and open myself up to a lot of criticism. And there's a lot of people online that don't like me. And I can't help that. I don't like everyone either. I'm not here on this channel for everyone to like me. I'm trying to build a community of people who do like me and who do like the things that I talk about, and who are motivated by my videos and who are inspired. That's the type of tribe I'm trying to build here. So, but it can be hard to have the courage to be disliked because, yeah, it definitely, like when you see a lot of negative things written about yourself, or when people leave mean comments or something, like it does take a little bit of a thick skin to read some of the comments that come through, the way that people make assumptions about you, or complain about you, whatever it is. I don't know. You need a thick skin anyway to do YouTube, that's for sure. Okay, I forgot to tell you how much Katrina paid. She paid $51 for those 4 books. Now I've got another multi-order going straight out. This one is they've paid $48. So we've got Poe's Kitchen. Poe was on the Australian MasterChef series, so she's a very popular chef. We've got Frame by Frame Asian Cooking. So this is like a step-by-step visual cookbook. We've got the Hidden Surprise Cakes, which is like the birthday cakes that have all like the either colours in them or Smarties or something. And then we've got Zumbo, and now he was on MasterChef as well. He's actually one of the judges, or comes in as like a specialty judge. He is the MasterChef that is in charge of, not in charge of, but he makes a lot of those macaroons. He's famous for his macaroons. Okay, so these 4 books sold for about $48. The Poe book, that was a brand new listing. That's been listed since February. The Zumbo book's been listed since January, so another new listing. The Hidden Cake has been listed since September 23, so that one's really old. And then the Asian cookbook's been listed since January 23. So a little bit of a mix there, a couple of old ones and a couple of new ones. Right, this is a good sale. This is a series, 5 books in the series, all by C.S. Forrester. And the series is called Hornblower. Now, I've had these ones listed since September last year, so that's not too bad. And these ones have sold for $59.99, so great price. Not a huge bundle. And $59.99 is a great price. It's a tight fit. It's a tight fit on those ones. Okay. Can't remember where I got those books. Okay, now this one's just been listed since June 2022, so this is really, really old. It's only sold for $15. A God in Runes by Leon Uris. Leon Uris. $15 out the door. It's a good one to get rid of. I really just want to clear these shelves at the moment, guys. I'm still in the middle of doing the stock take. It's taken me a long time. And I just want to have I just want to have all fresh stock in here. So I'm trying to put all the old stock, anything from last year, I'm almost trying to put on some kind of sale to just move it out. It's like I've moved in here and I just want a fresh start. And I've got all the books in here from the cages, like where, if you don't know what the cages are, I bought like 22 big cages the size of a pallet that have got like 1,000 books in each. So I've just got so many books here waiting to list. And I kind of feel like by the time I get through all the cages, then I'll be like running sales on all the stuff that I put in at the beginning of this year. And I don't know, I'm just trying to, it's like I almost just want a fresh start with the shelves. Like I just want all these nice new, neatly organized shelves full of all these brand new listings. So yeah, I'm trying to clear out the old stock. Now we've got here, I think this is from a viewer. Let's have a look. Love your channel, very inspiring, from Mel in Queensland. Another Mel, and her name's Melissa as well. So we've got 2 Melissas that both go by the name of Mel. Now she's bought Olivia Newton-John's Live Wise. I'm sure this is about the 3rd book recently of this one that I sold. I just bought another couple the other day when I saw them out and about because they've been selling really fast for me. We've got the Country Women's Association Cookbook. Country Women's Association, very well known for their cake recipes. They win a lot of cake baking awards at the local shows and stuff. So Country Women's Association is always very popular. We've got Paula Radcliffe, How to Run. So 2 books about how to run. And then we've got Maggie's Recipes for Life. Maggie Beer, she's a celebrity chef here. So all up, let's see what she's paid for those orders. Where are we? $52. So thank you so much, Mel. That is awesome. That feels really strange. Thank you so much, Mel. It's like using my name. That feels really strange. I don't meet that many. A lot of the time when I meet Mels, they're Melanies. I don't meet that many Melissas, actually. It's a bit of a, I guess it's a 70s name, isn't it? And it doesn't get used very often. It hasn't been one of those names that's been revived, or, you know, where they bring back some of the older names and they become popular again. Melissa hasn't really been one of those names. It's still just a 70s name, and you never hear any new babies being called Melissa. I was always known as, to my family, I'm still known as Liz or Lissy. They all call me Liz or Lissy. And I didn't start getting called Mel until I started my first job at McDonald's when I was like 14 and 9 months. And when I started at McDonald's, I started in the back with the kitchen. I was with all the boys and they just shortened the name to Mel. And I used to say to them, I don't like the name Mel. Sounds like Mel Gibson. It sounds like a boy's name. And they'd be like, no, Mel. And then because I didn't like it, the boys thought it was, you know, like boys do. They annoy you. So they would call me Mel because they knew I didn't want to be called Mel. And then Mel just stuck. And I've just suddenly, from the age of 15, I became a Mel. And that's how I got the name Mel. But my family, they still call me Lissy. They still call me Lissy. Right, now this book is called Death to Jar Sauce, and it's by, and the book is called Nat's What I Reckon. Now, Nat's What I Reckon, he's got like a, so he's on social media, probably all of them, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or anything like this. And he's real funny. He's like this real heavy metal guy, like long hair, wear all the black, like really heavy metal. And he cooks. And he's just kind of like slap this here, slap this here, slap this here. And he's actually pretty good to watch, his little reels and stuff about his cooking. But he's got a couple of cookbooks, and they can sell quite well if you price them right. This one has been listed since October. It sold for $26.99. Probably would have moved that one quicker if it was a little bit cheaper. But yeah, his books for me have always sold generally pretty well. My books are a little bit out of order here. Right, now we've got The Complete Human Body. This one has sold for $43.99. It's only a brand new listing that I picked up at the, pretty sure I picked this up at the book fair that I recently went to. But $46.99, sold very fast, only just been listed in February this year. And it's out the door. Very quick. Okay, now I've got some magazines here. They've been listed since March last year, so we've sold them on a discount. All of them have sold for $21. They are like science magazines. Newton, they're about graphic science, space, different things like that. So they've sold for $21. Those magazines I did get for free. So, yeah, anything that I can resell that I've got for free is always a bonus. I've got a large bundle of books here from William, and let me read you out his nice message. I discovered your channel near the end of last year and I've been hooked. Enjoy every video and always wait for the next one. Watching has helped me a bit with depression last year, and it was comforting for me to watch your videos. I didn't expect to enjoy watching a bookseller so much. My goodness, William, thank you so much. I feel very humbled if I have helped you in any way while you've been in a dark place maybe, and trust me, I've been there before. It's not a nice place to be in, and I'm very humbled when I read things like that, when people have been in tough situations and they've used my videos to help them get through that, and I can't thank you enough for that. Like, yeah, they make me upset, those kind of comments, because I feel so humbled, and like sometimes it just feels surreal. We've got Worst of Days Inside the Black Saturday Firestorm, brand new listing, that one. Superfoods Super Fast, Eat Your Way to Super Health. Cut Your Cholesterol, a breakthrough approach to lowering heart disease. And then these ones are going out in the second parcel. Cupcakes, Cheesecakes, Cookies. Charles Kingsford Smith and Those Magnificent Men. This is a brand new listing. I remember listing it the other day. And we've got Potatoes, working with over 150 sumptuous recipes. Oh, I saw I saw I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook. I get confused about where it was, but I'm always like saving these little reels when they come to recipes. And I saw this reel the other day, and it was this site. Now, all on these jacket potatoes, and what were they doing? They were wrapping the potato into like some paper towel. Then they were microwaving the potato for like 5 or 6 minutes. Then they were putting it into the air fryer and letting it bake in the air fryer for like 45 minutes or something. And then they pull it out and they like open it up and they put a big dollop of butter in it and they mash it around like while it's still in its little skin. And then they just top it with, you know, like potato toppings. And oh my goodness, just potato after potato. I was hooked. I was like, I'm craving jacket potatoes. And there's just so many different meatballs and, you know, Mexican ones and chicken ones. And I was just, ended up saving the whole page of it, William. It was so good. And I was like, I've got to cook some of these potatoes. They look delicious. Now, someone asked me the other day when I have to send it like this into 2, do I have to pay for it as 2? And the answer is yes. All of my books are sold with postage included, so free postage, but postage is included with them all. But yeah, when I send in multiple post bags, one order, it's just because I've got weight limits of 5 kilos, which is 11 pounds if you're not in Australia or the UK. So 5 kilos, 11 pounds, and if it goes over that weight, then I have to separate it and I have to pay for 2 mailers. So I do have to pay for 2, yes. But generally, that doesn't actually matter because this is like 6 books. Do you know what I mean? So instead of paying postage for 6 books, I'm only paying postage for 2 books out of the 6. Now, William paid $131 for these 6 books. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, William. You're awesome. And they're going all the way to Queensland, sunny Queensland. I wish I was in sunny Queensland at the moment. I feel like I need a bit of a holiday in the sun, the beach, or I don't know. It'd be nice to go up to Queensland. I'd like to get up there again soon and have like a few days up there. Now, this is a brand new listing. It's called Danger on Your Doorstep by Jim Molan. So this looks like a true story, biography, war or military. That one's only a brand new listing this month and it's sold for $17. Now, I've sold some more magazines here. These have been listed since May last year and I've sold them for $30. So these magazines are called Craft Arts and these are quite heavy, like nice glossy magazines. But yeah, listed since May last year, sold for $30. These magazines came free to me. I get a lot of my magazines for free. There's a couple of the charity shops and some of them aren't even allowed to sell the magazines, or they don't, maybe they're not allowed, they just don't want to sell the magazines. So you can quite often get magazines from set places discarded and they just will sometimes give them to you. So it's all part of who you build a relationship with and whether or not you can sometimes score some free things because like they say, sometimes it's all about who you know. So these ones, Greek Mies Cooking. This one has sold for $18. It's been listed since November last year. That one's pretty good. Easy to follow recipes to make delicious Mediterranean snacks. Yum-o, Mediterranean is my favourite food. I don't know why these books are here. They're just so out of order. Okay, right. Now, these ones have been listed since about 2022. They have sold for $28.96, so that's great. Nutrition, a new 7-day healthy eating guide and recipe supplement, and then a wake-up call. Both books are by the same author, Irene Hess Oates. So, nutritional books, and yeah, like I said, $28.96. The pricing is okay for the time that they've been listed. Too long. So, when I talk about sell-through, guys, I'm trying to get like a certain price, but I'm also trying to sell it through in a certain time. I want to be able to sell my books through, preferably in 6 months, but I'm happy to go about like 9 months. Anything over 9 months to me feels like it's too long. It's getting stale sitting here in the store, right? So $28.96, that might be a great price, but you want that to sell through within like a few months, 3 to 6 months, ideally. You don't want it on your shelf since 2022. Like, that's not a good buy. So I want you to understand that even if something can get you the price, doesn't necessarily mean that's something that you want to race out and buy again if it's going to sit there for 3 years before you get that price. Because you would rather go and buy you'd rather go and buy one other book that's going to sell for $28.96 that will sell like within a week or a couple weeks or a month or 3 months, like that body book that I just sold, right? So that sold for $43, so obviously a bit more, literally like brand new into the store. So then I can get the money from that and I can take it out and I can reinvest it and go buy another book that's going to hopefully sell through fast and fast. So then you're making your profit and you're compounding it quickly and quickly and quickly. Whereas these books that sit on the shelf for like 3 years, that's not compounding your money. That's actually like money that's sitting on your shelf. It's like going over there and putting, I don't know, I wouldn't have paid much for those, but let's just say, for instance, $5, which I know I didn't pay for those books, but think of it as like $5 note sitting there. Every single one of those items, let's say it was worth $5, every single stale item on your shelf is like a $5 note just bundled up there. Like, would you want that sitting there for 3 years not being able to touch it? No, you wouldn't. You know, you want to get your money, you want to flip it fast. So a lot of people talk about in their stores, oh, my stuff isn't selling very fast. It's because you're choosing items that don't have high sell-through rates. They're either highly saturated, you're competing against the masses and there's like way more of them listed than there is sold, or you're just selling less desirable items that are going to take longer to sell. So it's finding the medium, it's finding those books that are popular and very wanted that still aren't yet too saturated, that will turn through faster. You want to be able to look for items on the eBay system where there's more of them that have sold than there are actually listed. That means you're going to have a fast sell-through rate. Now, this one's been listed since September. It is sold for $38.99. Modern Yoga, Transforming Your Mind, Body and Spirit. I've actually sold this particular yoga book quite a few times. I think it used to get a little bit more. I think it used to get close to the $50 mark, but $38.99, still not a bad price for that one. Very good, very good. Listed since September. Now, this one, September again, $19.99, Anatomy of Core Training. So yeah, a few books here going out about the body, isn't it? Anatomy, body, depending on the right one. Some of them can sell pretty good. So that one sold for $19.99. Now, I've got some kids' books here. I haven't sold many kids' books lately, but I don't think I've got that many on the shelves, even though I've got a lot in my unlisted inventory. I started to make a few bundles up of kids' books at my house last weekend when I was there. So I've got some piled up at home, like on the ping pong table, all waiting for me to come in here and start bringing in. As soon as I get my photography pile here, I'm going to start bringing in some of those kids' books and start getting them listed. These ones have been listed since October 2022. Not fast, not great, sold for $24. So yeah, this is the problem with some of these kids' books. They can be like a little bit slower to sell, or sometimes some of them bring really, really quite good money, others not. We'll solve it. My son used to love those books and I used to pay about, I don't know, $10, $12 each for them. So $24 or whatever that is for like 7 of them. It's actually a bargain, but yeah, sometimes it's just being seen or having the right keywords or somebody looking for that item in the algorithm. Now, one thing with those Will Solve It books, which may have hindered the sale in why they took so long to sell, is those books actually, when you buy them brand new, they sometimes come with like little tiny magnifying glasses, because it's like a mystery detective. So you get these little magnifying glasses. I don't know if they actually do anything in the pages of the books. I don't know if they're just kind of there, I think, for the detective side of the books. But when you buy the book secondhand, you very rarely get the little magnifiers or anything with it. So I guess if somebody wanted those little magnifying glasses, then you have to buy it brand new. I only sell the books only in mine. Now we've got this one, Lisa Markland Exposed. This is a brand new listing, sold for $16.99. I photographed a whole lot of bundles the other day that I'll be able to get into my store soon that are worth more than $20. I've been putting a lot of $20 books into their store this year because that's what's been coming from the cages, but I've got so many bundles that are worth really good money. So yeah, over on the Sunday, I photographed like a whole heap of the bigger bundles that were more time consuming, and I got them done. So I'll be able to hit the store with those soon, and that will be really, really good to have some higher price listings going into my store because yeah, a lot of these newer sales, great to have all these new fast sellers, but it'd be also great to get the average sale price up a little bit more. Okay, now I've got this order here. Hi Mel, I found your eBay after first watching you on YouTube. I'm looking for fuss-free, simple cookbooks to get my picky eater, who's 2, to try more things. Thank you, these are right up my alley. Now this has gone to Belinda. She has paid $37.79 for these 3 cookbooks. So we've got the Hungry Family Cookbook, we've got Dinner with Kids, and we've got Simple Dinners, Food for a Healthy Life. So yeah, I think I've mentioned this once before on one of these videos about my child who was a picky eater, and the teacher once gave me advice to just pick your battles because I used to stress over it so much that he just wouldn't eat any vegetables or anything, and all he wanted to eat was frozen fish and crumb chicken. It can be stressful when you're a mama. So yeah, sometimes you just got to pick your battles. Finally, I'm up to this one. It's been sitting there. I must have just had the stacks out of order. Okay, we've got the new plant parent. Develop your green thumb and care for your house plants. Now, this one has been listed since October last year. I was going to say I didn't think this one was very old. Sold for $20.99. That. I do find the gardening books pretty popular, really. Oh, I was excited about this order. Okay, now this has gone out to a viewer named Amanda, who has been a repeat buyer of mine and bought several books over for me. So thank you, Amanda. Now she's bought two of my favorite books in the whole store, my personal favorite, but she's bought Gallipoli Diaries, the Anzac's Own Story Day by Day, brand new listing into the store. Now, this book was put into the store in September last year, but it's also one of my most favorite books. I can't believe it actually hasn't sold. So, Hydrangeas, it's just a beautiful, I guess it's almost like a coffee table, like a smallish coffee table book, but yeah, really, really pretty. This is the type of book that looks nice as home decor, you know, like as a display book or something. So I love that book. I love hydrangeas. My granny used to have a hydrangea plant bush out underneath her bedroom window as I was growing up, and just always loved those flowers and will always love those flowers. And then now she's also bought this one, Living with Blue and White. Now I bought this one at the book fair, and this wasn't the most expensive book that I got for selling at the book fair, but this was my most favorite book that I bought. It's just so pretty. I love this style decor, blue and white, very Hampton style. Hampton style is just my favorite type of living. So that book is definitely like, yeah, well, that was probably one of my favorite books in the whole store. So now Amanda's got it. In fact, she's got 2 of them. 2 beautiful home style books that, those are the kind of books that, yeah, one day when I have the right dream house, those will be like the type of books that I'll have in my house as style decor. One day. Okay, thank you very much, Amanda. She's paid $85 for those 3 books. She sent some offers, and yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you. Now we got this one, the Carnivore Code Cookbook. So this one is sold for $26.79, not bad. That one has been listed just since October last year. The carnivore diet. I've got a friend who does that diet, Megan, and she reckons it's been very, very successful for her and her husband. I've got 4 books going out to Lynn. These ones have sold for a total of $53.70. She's got thank you for the offers on the books that I'd been looking at. Much appreciated. I enjoy your YouTube channel and you enjoy your enthusiasm and your bubbly personality. Well done and keep going, Lynn. Okay, Lynn has bought the Marshall Cavendish Complete Book of Needlecraft. It's a vintage book, and this has always been a popular book for me to sell. We've also got the Weber, the Complete Australian Barbecue Kettle Cookbook, another popular barbecuing cookbook. We've got Laurel Bacall, I don't know, by myself. That looks like a biography, doesn't it? And then we've got Wisdom for Hen Keepers, 500 tips for keeping chickens. I don't think I could ever have chickens. So I remember having kids as a chicken. I remember having chickens as a kid, but I don't really remember so much about the chickens at my own house. But I do remember my best friend, her dad had chickens, and I remember more about the chickens at my best friend's house than my house. Mine were when I was probably before I was 5, and then didn't have chickens after that. But my best friend, she had chickens all the time growing up. Her dad loved them. And I remember her dad used to think it was so funny to send me down to the chicken coop and try and get the eggs out and put my hands in there with those pecking chickens. I just hated it. So yeah, I remember her dad thought it was so funny for me to get the eggs. If I was sleeping over at my friend's house, like, I don't know if that was my job to get the eggs, but yeah, I don't know. Those chickens, they frightened me. I don't think I could have pecking chickens. As much as I love fresh eggs, I'm happy to buy the eggs from somebody else who breeds the chickens. Okay, thank you very much, Lynn. Good luck with your chickens. Okay, this bundle that's been sitting here the whole time taking up space, it's going overseas, and that's why I don't have a label for it and it's out of order. Okay, I have sold this bundle. It is 6 baking cookbooks. This one has gone out on the 40% off sale, so it's only sold for $22.79, but it is going overseas, so they have paid international postage to get this over to them. So I'm going to do the label at the very end. And where are we up to now? Right, now this was a good sale. I've got this going out to the same buyer. What do we got here? So the new Double Day Cookbook. So this one is sold for only $15. It's been listed since January last year. But then I've got these ones here. They're also the Double Day Cookbook. So we've got Double Day Cookbook Volumes 1 and 2, Complete Contemporary Cooking. These ones are sold for $67.49. So $67.49 plus 15, we're looking at about, what, $82 or something for the 3 books. And yeah, interesting, they're all the Double Day Cookbooks. So vintage cookbooks, and that's a very good price. I'm very happy with that. Right. How should I send this? Lucky I separated those guys for shipping them differently, because these have got prices inside them. Not necessarily prices that I paid, because these books that some of the charity shops write with their pencil inside some of the books, but they get recycled around. People buy them and then they redonate them to different charity shops, and then they have different pricing. So lucky. I might do this actually. I bundle them like this rather than just 3 up higher. I feel like there's less chance for any damage. Double Day. Just got really dark in here. Must be going to rain, or maybe there's just a cloud gone over. Right, we've got Easy PCOS Diet Cookbook. This is only a brand new listing into the store in January. This book is sold for $20. So nice, quick, fast, easy sale. Those are the ones we like. Now, what's this one here? This one's sold for $59. So this is pretty good, except it's been listed since August 2023. These ones are called the New World Encyclopedia. Now this is called Tropical Orchids of Australia. This has recently come out of the gardening cage that I had with all the gardening books. This one was listed for $19.99. I've taken an offer, or they've sent an offer, or I've sent an offer, or one of the others, and sold it for $17.99. But yeah, just a new listing in January. That's good. I want to keep those new listings, especially the lower end books from the cages. I just want to keep them moving. This one is called Naughty Cakes, Step-by-Step Recipes for Fabulous Fun Cakes. This one has been listed since October, so not too long. Sold for $19.99. Generally, I don't really like picking up cake books and cake decorating books. I find I don't mind like the old school home cooked cake kind of books, but the ones that are kind of got like the fancy decorating that take a lot of work and effort, I find those cookbooks really quite slow to move. I feel like the majority of the people who like to cook cakes just like simple cakes and like there's only a smaller amount of people that are interested in the fancy cakes and how to decorate really fancy and make all the little sugar craft and all the animals and stuff. And so I just find those books quite slow to move, and often they get lower prices, I guess, whereas like the more home style cakes and biscuits and cookies, those books can be really, really popular. They're the type of ones that anybody can bake. Like I can try and bake any kind of basic cake, but to bake like one of those fancy cakes with like making like people out of like icing and yeah, nah, I have to pay somebody to do that. Now, this is a book on werewolves and shapeshifters. Now, this one is sold for $14.40, which isn't much. It's been listed since April 2023. I have sold this book I would say 2 or 3 times in my book selling career, but I don't know if I'd bother picking that up again. It's only sold for $14.40. In fact, I wouldn't pick that book up again. $14.40. It's taken too long to sell. Slow sell through rate, slow dollar. That's a no from me. Okay, now this one down here. This is a really large bundle that I've made up. This came from the cages as well. So it's a whole lot of small historical romance. It's just random books, random authors. They're all historical, and they came from, I think, one of the first cages that I did in here. Now they're not going to fit in this. I have actually put them into like an extra large mailer, but I'll put them in this mailer here just because I don't have any like bubble wrap. If I had like a roll of bubble wrap, I would bubble wrap this, but I don't. So I still want this to be sent padded. I don't send any of my books not padded. I will never ever put a book just into a poly mailer with no kind of padding. And if I ever order a book from somebody with no padding, I don't order from them again. So these extra large mailers like this, I'll put this like this. Right, now it's only just going to fit. Now, we have to do a bit of tape action on this one, guys. Okay, there we go. All wrapped up nice in the plastic, neat and bundled and still padded with those padded mailers before. This one is sold for $44.99, and yeah, like I said, just been listed since January and came from the cages. So $44.99, that's pretty good. Like, how many books were in there? There's 19 books in there. I've literally got those books for like a cent, if that. So the whole cost of goods is maybe 19 cents at the most, and I've sold them for $44.99. Now, not all books you can just randomly put together like that, but these were all historical. They were all the same size, and they're all romance, historical romance. So that fits. You can make up a random bundle of random historical romance fiction novels, and they will sell as long as you title them correctly. Right, now, this one has been listed since September last year. Sold for $32.90. 3 cookbooks in the Delicious series by Valley Little. These are actually really nice cookbooks. Really nice cookbooks. And I used to sell a lot of them individually, and now they just really, they don't sell very well on their own. So these probably were all listed maybe individually last year. I've bundled them up. I've put them into a more of a value bundle. Instead of trying to sell one for like $20 or $22, got the 3 of them there, and I've sold them for $32.90. So increases my average sale price, you know, to a price that I'm happier with, and also moves 3 quite big, heavy, slow-moving books at the same time. This one has been listed since May 2022, and it is sold for $19.99. Shrubs. Now, I know I actually had a couple of these books were in the cages, so I'm not sure if I sold another one or if I've got another one in my store. Anyway, $19.99. Listed for too long, that one. Not a fast seller. It's out the door. Right, brand new listing, just listed in January. The last days of the Romano Dances. Romano? I don't know if that's right. Sold for $17.99. Newly listed, out the door, quick and fast. Thank you. Now, I've got 3 books here going out to Raylene. Now, Raylene actually lives local to the warehouses, and we've been talking over DMs, over Instagram message for a while. We haven't seemed to have managed to have got a date where she can come out here and see the warehouse or go and have a coffee. That's what I actually want to do. Go out, meet her, have a coffee. She's local. I don't have any friends here locally. Raylene, you might not have a choice. We might become friends. She said, "Hi Mel, love watching your videos. You've made it my morning routine with a cup of green tea. You've inspired me to start taking my eBay sales a bit more seriously, and consistency is key." 100%. I'm so excited. That's awesome. She's bought 5-minute health boosters, alternative medicine, Reader's Digest to alternative medicine, and Nourish, mind, body, and soul. So, Raylene, thank you so much. We're going to meet up. We're going to have a coffee. We're going to have a warehouse date or something. I don't know. We've got to meet, but I can't have a viewer that is local to me. It lives probably 5 minutes away from the warehouses, and who I haven't met yet. Like, this is crazy. We need to make this happen, Raylene. Okay, how much did she pay? Let me have a look. She has paid $37.19, and let's see how old these books are. Health Boosters was listed in May 2022. Nourish was listed in January 2023, and the Reader's Digest Alternative Guide was June 2022. So thank you, Raylene. You've really helped me out there buying some of my older books that I want to clear off the shelves. I know there's a gardening book she's after as well. So when we meet up, I'm going to give her the gardening book. One of the ones from the cages. I would send that gardening book in this mailer if I could, but it's big and heavy and I'm going to go over my weight limit otherwise. So what a shame. We'll just have to meet and have coffee instead. Okay, Bulbs for All Seasons. This book's only sold for $12. It's an old book, sold on the 40%. Price to clear, $11.99, out the door. Okay, whoa. I think I might need to clear. I tell you what, guys, eBay is dead for me today. I don't know what's going on. I've hardly had a sale all morning. It's just, last night I was trying to like make some changes into my coupons. I was trying to make changes on my promoted listings. Just kept glitching out. Every single time I was made a change, it would go to the page that would say, it's not you, it's us. And it's just like, oh my goodness. So I'm pretty sure they're doing stuff in the back end or something, but I don't know. I don't know how Tom's going today, but like literally I'm dead. Okay, we've got the Women's Weekly Kitchen Cookbook. This one has sold for $22.99. That one's been listed since January 25, so new listing, nice and fast. Right, this one's just a brand new listing this month in February, sold for full price at $19.99. Stubborn Buggers, the survivors of the infamous POW jail that made Shanghai look like heaven. Okay, so that's a history book, war, military, history, that kind of book. Okay, now I've got a really large bundle here that's going out to Amanda. She's a viewer, she watches me. Thank you so much, Amanda. This is a really large bundle, but it's not a very heavy bundle, but I'm still going to put it into 2 satchels. But for this amount of books to go out in 2 satchels is actually fantastic. So let me show you what she's bought. The Best-Selling Guide to the World of Premonitions, a dictionary of omens and superstitions. We got Water-Wise Gardening, the 3rd edition. How to Find Your Perfect Partner Through the Powers of Astrology and Palmistry. That sounds interesting. The Cattlepedia, Complete Guide to Cat Care. 100 Most Dangerous Things in Everyday Life. Oh my goodness, and what you can do about them. So those ones are going out in the first bundle. And then the second bundle, we've got the Oxford History of Australia, Chinese Herbal Secrets, the Key to Total Health, Descending of the Dragon, My Journey Down the Coast of Vietnam, Camping Chef, The Complete Indian and Far Eastern Cookbook, and The Complete Book of Raising Livestock and Poultry. So we've got a bit of a random mix there, haven't we? Right, now Amanda's paid $168 in total for all of these books. So thank you so much, Amanda. Like, truly, I am so grateful. So let's put these ones. These can all go into a small. Let me just check. Now, what you'll notice, I do like to wrap all the books up into the plastic wrap whenever I can when I'm doing a bundle. But if it's going into a small one, sometimes what happens is the plastic wrap actually sticks against the bubble wrap when it's a tight fit. And then you can't slide it in properly because the plastic kind of sticks on the plastic. So this type of bundle as well, because it's only going into a small mailer, it's not going to slip around much in there. Like I use the wrap and everything because I want to hold everything together and tight so that it doesn't get damaged or anything. But this type of order, when it goes into like a small satchel like this, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't even need the plastic wrap. So if I don't need the plastic wrap, obviously, then I'm not going to do the plastic wrap. Right. This is a bit of a random mix, isn't it? Backyard poultry, Chinese herbs, Indian cooking, camping cooking. Now these ones though, they are getting wrapped because they're going into a large mailer. So the mailer is going to be bigger than the books. So I definitely don't want any books to be slopping around inside the mailer. Now I've got 2 books going out here, well 1 book in a bundle, and they're going out for $70.18 for the 2 of them. The smaller book was sold on like a 20% off, but this one was like full price or something. So this one was around the $42 or something, and I think this one, can't remember what it came down to, maybe like $28 or something, but $70 for the 2 of them together. So this is a bundle of 4 books that are all on bread making. So Raising Dough, Bread, the Universal Loaf, the New Bread Machine book, the Bread Machine book. So 4 books on baking your own bread and the recipes. And then this is like a vintage cookbook for Good Housekeeping's cake making. So yeah, I bet you this has got delicious cooked cake recipes because yeah, those vintage cookbooks, they quite often have the best recipes in it. I say it every time, but the vintage cookbooks, delicious recipes, often made with full fat, all the butter, and they're always just yum, yum, yum. You know, I've been contemplating whether or not I start doing my shipping into 2 loads almost, because the bundles of books in these large mailers where I have to tape them up and everything, I almost feel like they put me out of a workflow. When I'm just doing the small books that are just like 1 book or 2 book and they're just slipping in these and it's like boom, boom. It's like when I photograph or whatever, it's so fast. It's just rhythm. It's just 1, 2, like I don't have to do anything. But when I get the bundles, I have to stop. I have to wrap them up with plastic. Then I have to get the bigger mailer. Then I have to wrap it up with tape. And it increases the time of my shipping by double, more, maybe even more. So it increases my time that's taken when I have the multi-orders. But yeah, I'm starting to wonder if I should print my orders out in like almost like 2 lots so that I can stay into flow. So it's maybe like, I wonder if I did all the individual books like just fast, boom, 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 and then all the multi-orders like, so I'm in that flow of big tape gun, and wrapping up. I don't know. I probably need to experiment and try it. What it's going to mean is I'll have to pick out of order, but I can probably just scroll down to the big multi-orders, get them first, line them all up, then do the pack, and then go back and do the pick almost of all the individual books. I don't know. It's something that I'm contemplating. So if anybody if you're a bookseller and you split it up like that, I don't know, give me your thoughts. What do you think? Would it work or not work? But I just really like to stay in the same flow. And I just feel like maybe I would like it better when I'm just, I don't know, like I really like that rhythm or something of just doing the single ones. And then, I don't know. I don't know. Rightio, let's go. This one's been listed since February last year, 2024, the Shearer's Songbook. So there you go, the Shearer's Songbook. I don't think I'll know any of those songs. Shearing in the Bar. That one is sold for $13.20. A small bundle here of J.T. Edson. These are Western books. Took me a minute to get that out. They're all Western. There's only 5 of them here. These ones are sold for $35.99, and these have been listed since February last year, so a little bit on the long side, but $35.99. 5 vintage Western books. Oh, this is a cool one. Right, this has been listed since October last year, and it's only very thin. See how, like, it's literally, these are the type of things sometimes you even find shoved in other books because they're so small, they just kind of get slotted in places. But this one is on the Tamworth Jail. So the development, use, significance, and conservation of the Tamworth Jail when they were building it. So James Semple Kerr for the Department of Corrective Services. So when you see something like that, these are the type of things that historians can really find quite interesting. Now that one is sold for $35.99, so great price. I'm going to put just some cardboard into this just to make it a little bit stronger. I don't want the I definitely don't want it to bend or anything while it's in the, because it's so thin, you don't want them to bend this when putting it in to a mailer in a post office. Yeah, you just don't want them to bend it when they're putting it into like a letterbox or anything, if they think so. Just putting that little bit of cardboard in there just makes it much more sturdy. But yeah, $35.99, listed since October. Obviously took up no room on the shelf, so perfect, really, perfect sale. Okay, now this is a brand new listing in February, not even January. Forgotten Voices of the Second World War. This one's only sold for $15, but again, just one of those war books from the cages that I got. None of them have been high-end. None of them have sold for more than $20 in the war genre, none of the ones that I found. But yeah, for low-end books, they've had quite a fast sell-through rate. Now, we've got some vintage Mills & Boon. These ones have sold for $30.99. They're not in the best of condition. These are very old, from the 80s. So 1, 2, 3, maybe even the 70s, these ones. But they have sold for $30.99. But yeah, they're definitely one of the older Mills & Boons that I have in my store. They could be 70s. They could be 70s. Oops. Nearly forgot to take out the little number. Occasionally I forget, guys. I don't normally forget when I'm just here packing on my own, but when I'm talking to you, I've noticed sometimes I'll be watching the video back in the editing stage and I'll be like, oh my goodness, I left those numbers on there. It's just because I'm talking the whole time and I get sidetracked. Rightio, this one's been listed since 2022 when I got my hoarders haul. Way too long. Graham Greene, the human factor, sold for $19.99 at full price, but way too long. Shouldn't have even been still in the store. $19.99. Anyway, I'm glad that I found it a new home. It does make me feel like it's been worth holding on to when I know that I found it a new home. Okay, now this one is going out $22. It's just been listed since January 2025. C.S. Lewis, The Screw Tape Letters. Letters from a Senior to a Junior Devil. So, I don't know. This is going out to another bookseller. So, I'm not sure. But he's ordered from me a few times. I don't know if he watches me. Armstrong Books. If you do, thank you very much. But yeah, there you go, Armstrong Books. I recognize the name. I've seen that name a few times from ordering. Now this one's from Faye. Congratulations, Mel, on the grandchild. It's so exciting. If you missed my other video where I announced that I am going to be a grandma in July, I'm actually going to be called Granny, guys. Every time I say Granny, people say, are you going to be called Granny? Because they think it sounds so old. But yes, I am 100% going to be a granny. Granny has been all through my life. I had a great granny, then I had a granny, and my mummy's granny, so she will become great granny now, and I am 100% going to be granny. I don't care how old it sounds to everyone else. It doesn't sound old to me. It just sounds like granny. And Gran, as you get older, they can nickname me to Gran if they want. So she said that she's so glad she's retired early because she looks after her own grandkids a couple of days a week, and sadly, I'm not in that position to be able to fully retire a couple of days a week, but I do think I got the next best thing, running my own business, because I get to set my own hours. And if I want to have a day off playing grandma duties, I can have a day off playing grandma duties. So yeah, I'm very excited. Thanks, Faye. Right, now this is another brand new listing, February 2025, came from the cages, Garden Problem Solver by Reader's Digest. Sold for $17 with an offer. So yeah, that one's good to get out of the thing. There's a lot of booksellers that won't sell Reader's Digest at all. And some of the Reader's Digest books, I just know not to touch, I will agree. They're not all books that I want to sell. And most of the Reader's Digest books that I sell are on the lower end, but there are a few Reader's Digest books that will sell for me around that $40 to $50, so I never totally rule them out. If it's a Reader's Digest book that I don't know, I will definitely look at it. But yeah, sometimes I see brick and mortar stores who sell books, and they have, like, on their websites it'll say, we do not buy Reader's Digest books. And I actually sometimes wonder, I think, wow, really? I sell a lot of Reader's Digest books. And yeah, some of them might be low end, but some of them sell up to close to $50. So I would never just automatically say, no, I don't stock any Reader's Digest books. I'm choosy with the ones that I sell because I know some of them can be low end and some of them can be slow sellers. some of them are very saturated. So I'm choosy with the Reader's Digest ones that I will put into my store if I'm out there sourcing and paying up for them. Those ones, like, they come from the cages, they're good quality books still. You know, I'm going to throw some of those into my listings. But yeah, like, it always surprises me how people just rule them out. They must have just, I don't know, brick and mortar stores, maybe, I don't know what it is. Maybe they just get inundated in them. Right, another book that's just been listed in January, Nelson DeMille, Gold Coast, sold for $19.99 full price. Basic fiction thriller book. Where are we? There you go. Now we've got another one here as well. January 2025, sold for full price at $19.99. The Maze. It's all dead ends. One of the best things I ever did was put my base pricing in my store as $19.99. Now, once upon a time, I would have listed that book for $15, and that's all I would have had the opportunity to get. This time, I've got everything in my store goes in there at a minimum of $19.99. There's a few reasons for that now. That is like the base minimum that I'm prepared to, for my time, that I'm going to put a book in. Yes, I've got room to move in there for a coupon or a sale or an offer. I think you have to have a little bit of room to move in your listings for coupons and offers. You can't just expect every single book to go in there and sell for the full price. You have to leave a little bit of wiggle room. But if I list that book for $15, I've got no wiggle room, really, realistically. Like, I maybe a $1 or $2, but I don't really want that wiggle room. Like, $15 might be the base that I really want for a book like that. So by pricing it at $20, I've still got wiggle room to send offers or receive offers. But I also get people like that who just come in straight away. It's the book they want. They look at it. They probably look at my store, look at my feedback, whatever, happy to buy it, value my time and everything, and they just pay the $19.99. So I'm really actually surprised at a lot of the books that I sell now for my minimum price with no coupons, no offers, no discounts for that full price. And it's very reassuring to me because, yeah, we must value our time. Don't price everything to be the lowest of the lowest. Not everybody wants to buy from a seller that is the lowest of the lowest and priced lowest. lowest. Like, honestly, you can do a search when you're looking at listings and eBay will automatically put it up there generally as the best match. Not everybody searches by price books lowest to highest. Some people don't want to buy from the lowest sellers because it can mean that they're sometimes new sellers, they don't have as good feedback, their quality's not as good. Some people are prepared to pay $1 or $2 or $5 or whatever more from a reputable seller who values their business and what they're doing, and they will pay more from that. So don't ever just assume that people want the lowest price on things. Not everybody wants the lowest price. There's a lot of people that just want fast, quality service. They want to buy from a trusted seller that they feel reassured buying for, and they're more than happy to pay a couple of dollars extra than the person who's selling the book for $15 got crappy feedback, crappy photos with bad lighting, and you look at the listing and you think, oh, I wonder where that's coming from. Do you know what I mean? So don't always just think that you have to sell everything for the lowest price. It's not how it works. And this really taught me a lesson when I bumped all my prices up, and I was like, do you know what? I value my time. I value what I put into this business, and I'm not putting any books in my store anymore under $20. If I have a book that needs to be listed under that, it's not worth my time. And that was just the mentality that I went into, and it actually built my confidence up. It made me feel like a stronger seller, and it just helped set like a minimum price in my store. That's it. Like, it's the minimum price. If I think that I'm only going to get $12 for a book, and I'm not going to put that book in, right? Some of these books I know they will go a little bit lower on coupon or sales, but that's fine. That's fine. There's some of them like those ones that are just selling through at full price. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay, where are we up to? Okay, we've got one down here. Right, now I've got two books here going out to Katrina, who is a repeat buyer, and I'm pretty sure she's a viewer. So thank you very much, Katrina. We've got Lake Erie, A Journey Through the Heart of the Continent. So this is like a coffee table book. Then we've got Honey and Preserves, which is by Fortnum and Mason. Now, Lake Erie is kind of like surrounded by desert here in Australia, and this book is full of like really nice photographs of Lake Erie and portraits and stuff like this. I don't know if you can see them here, and Australian wildlife and stuff. So I think from memory, Lake Erie is the biggest, and I hope I'm saying that right, Erie, because we all know that I'm prone to pronouncing things wrong. You're probably used to that by now. So Lake Erie is the biggest lake in Australia. It's the biggest lake in Australia, and it's surrounded by all this desert. So it's very cool. So that is a very nice coffee table book. So guys, we're nearly done. We're nearly done. It's July 22. I don't know why I was about to sing that. It's July 2022. I'm losing the plot. $14.40. This is sold for, it's been listed since July 2022. We got the Doyle's Fish Cookbook. Oh my goodness, I am definitely losing the plot. Right, it's 3 o'clock. I've got an hour till the post office comes and collects our parcels. But don't worry, guys, never fear. I don't have an hour's worth to talk to you here. We're nearly done. Okay, this one's been listed since February 2025. We've got Wilbur Smith Farrow. Did I say that right, guys? Farrow? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, that one is sold for $15. Right. Now, Marvel. Right, now this one's been listed since September 24. Hasn't sold for very much, $19.10. It's actually brand new sealed Mighty Marvel chapter books. So I sold those Will Solve It Before books, $24 or something. Now, these ones have sold. So like a lot of these kids' books, like these smaller like chapter books, a lot of them don't bring a huge amount of money. Some of them do. Some of them bring, you know, really good money, but not all of them. Okay, what do we got here? Now we got 2 diet books here. They're both by the Australian Women's Weekly, 2-day fast diet and 2-day a week diet. So both on the same kind of topic, I guess. Have sold for, I think it was $28. Let me just check for you. $28.99 for the 2 of them. The Women's Weekly cookbooks are very popular. There's hundreds of them. There's hundreds of them. They've just, I don't know, who knows how many they've ever created. Lots. And I do find them, they're very nice books. They've got pretty illustrations and photographs in them. They've got nice recipes in them. The majority of the Women's Weekly cookbooks are lower end, but they are 100% lower end. But still popular books, still very popular books. Okay, now this one has been listed since January 2025. The Man Who Died Twice, The Life and Adventures of Morrison of Peking. So this is like a history book, biography, true stories. You get the jam. Sold for $19.99 at full price, new listing. Right, another new listing here. January 2025, sold for $19.99. The Searcher, Tana French. There you go. Another full price one. $19.99. Not everybody sends offers, guys. Not everybody sends offers. So I sell a lot of books where I've got offers turned on, so people can send offers on any of my listings. I do accept offers. It says send an offer. And yeah, well, not everybody sends offers. Some people don't want to wait. Do you know what I mean? Because if you send an offer to a buyer, you have to wait. They might take 24 hours or 48 hours to even reply to your offer. And then you've got to see the message, reply back, and it just delays the shipment. So not everybody always wants to wait. So don't think everybody's always going to send you an offer. But I do believe that you should have offers turned on in your store, because it helps if somebody wants to send me an offer, perfect. I want them to send me offers. I want to sell books. I don't want the books to sit on the shelf. But there are some people who just want to go look for it, buy the book now, and hopefully have the book shipped off the next day, and then it's to them as fast as possible. Some people could get that book there, shipped to them and sent to them before another seller's even answered the offer. So don't always think that by turning offers on in your store that everybody's going to send you an offer. That's not how it works. Now I've got 2 Kylie Kwong cookbooks here. She generally does Asian cuisine. Those 2 books have been listed since September 24, and I did take an offer on those ones for $25. Now, these ones have been listed since January last year, 2024. It's 4 books by the author's name, Ian Southall. Southall. I don't think I've ever sold him before. He doesn't ring a bell to me. Vintage fiction by the look of it. These 4 have sold for $29.99, so that is like a good price. But yeah, he just doesn't ring a bell to me. I don't think I've sold him in the past before. But $29.99, great price. Right on the year mark, so, you know, right there, but it's still gone within that year, so that's good. Now, this one, however, come from in the Hoarder Haul 2022. That was a haul I got in 2022. Garden ornament. So anyway, that one is sold for $23.99, and it's been listed a long time, but it's finally found its home. It's finally found its home. Right, now what have we got here? This is a brand new listing, January 2025, came from the cages, sold for $19.79. This one is an ex-library here. So you can see it's got ex-library like stickers on it. It's probably got a cancelled sticker. You can see it's got plastic wrap on it. Oh, there you go. Withdrawn. So as long as you show photos of all that stuff, it doesn't really matter. $19.79. I must have had it priced around that $22 mark or something. And there's been some kind of offer gone out on that one. This is a big book, and it's sold for a great price, $59.99. So it's Your Beauty Mask by Dieter von Teese. I think that's how you say it. Dieter von Teese. The ultimate and eccentric glamour guide. So yeah, large book. What would you call this? You'd probably call this a coffee table book or a home style book. But this one's been listed since May 2024. So it's been listed a long time, but it's sold for $59.99. So very, very happy with that price. Happy to sit on the more expensive books for a little bit longer. But those cheap, saturated, lower end books, they're the ones that you want going out straight away. You want the cheap, lower end books selling fast. If you got the more rare books or the more expensive books, you can sit on those for a little bit longer. But the everyday bread and butter, get it going, get it selling. You're not in the storage business. We need to increase our sell-through rates. This one is called Edible, the Illustrated Guide to the World's Food Plants. So that one is sold for only $19.99. It's an older listing, but it's out the door. I don't care, I just want the older listings out the door. Better than on my shelf, better than on my shelf. Guys, except for my international here. Where are we? International. Right, now these Mills and Boons are going out to a repeat buyer who lives in the UK. I'm pretty sure they're UK. She's paid $71.98 for the 2 Mills and Boons. So 2 bundles, Mills and Boons. She orders from me very regularly. I don't think she's a viewer or anything. She's just a repeat buyer who continues to come back and buy more and more Mills and Boons. So I'm very, very grateful for people like that, because when I have these repeat buyers who are coming back buying the same old things, then I actively look out and I keep stocking the same things. If I've got repeat buyers that come back to my store and they're constantly buying the same types of books, then you bet that I'm looking for those items when I'm out and about, because I've already got the buyer there. They're just waiting for me to add more into my store. So you bet I'm looking for items that I can stock that I know repeat buyers will come into my store and want 100%. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. Now this is going overseas. Like I said, I got to wrap it up and print my label last over at Tom's. I'll print them out, wrap them up. The two of them, I've got the cookbooks going out, the Meals and Boons going out, and that is it. We are done, guys. I've got an hour to spare almost before the postman's come, so that is very good. Guys, thank you so much for watching me. If you've got to the end of this video and you're a regular watcher, I missed my last maybe 1 or 2 uploads. It's just I took the weekend off. Today's Monday. I was meant to have an upload, I think, go out on Saturday or Sunday, and I took the weekend off. I just, you know, sometimes I've been working for over a month straight without a single day off, and I was like, nah, I just need the weekend off, and I'm just going to rest and recoup and then come back with my Monday packing video and then steam ahead again. More videos coming again every couple days, guys. I just needed that 1 weekend off. So if you're a regular viewer, thank you so much. And if you got to the end of this long video, honestly, guys, thank you so much. I'm so glad you love the packing videos. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.